Bob. Bob, Bob, Bob. All right. Welcome back. What are we, number four now, Rand?
Is this four or is this five? Four.
I think this is potty number four. Anyways, listen, this is
Here we go.
today we're gonna chat about we're gonna talk to the people who want to train but don't like the gym. Because Randy and I go through something every summer. We love the gym. Like we're the annoying people that love the gym a lot. But we go through something every summer. And that thing is we don't want to be in the gym because we like being out in the sun. So it poses a problem, and we chat about this quite often about things that we can do outside where we still get to train as hard as we want and see the results, but like we don't have to spend so much time under this like fluorescent light and crappy music and all this stuff that comes with it. So Randy, I'm going to let you take it away, buddy, because Randy has been living the dream and he has been training almost permanently outdoors for like 3 months. Why don't you tell the homies about that?
Yeah. Yeah, about two months. So I think I'm on month three. Been training exclusively outside. Started out with buying myself just some kilo plates, a barbell, a few other things, and then building myself a little platform, like a 8x6 platform. And that's been really the start of adding much more equipment to the this wannabe gym that I have. But the best part is exactly what we just talked about is outside exclusively. And the nice problem to have has been trying to like problem solve with the minimal equipment I have to with the purpose of getting a workout, having it feel like a workout. And in that pursuit, I feel as though every training session has its own sort of exploration moment or playful moment where I'm kind of using my imagination just the same as I did when I was a kid and outside and trying to figure out how to throw a ball off a wall and try to hit a specific brick on the wall or whatever random game you create when you're a kid, but I feel like I'm doing that now as an adult and I'm frothing about it. Like I'm on fire about it. It's really, really cool. Every time there's a different element that I add in and it can be something there's just so many things. So that's kind of been our last week when we were or earlier this week when we were talking about topics. Ty, you've been doing the same. You've been getting outside, jumping on your truck and shit. I saw, so that's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah,
Using whatever you got in your
yeah.
environment to mess around, get a bit of a sweat. And I think one of the things, just to kind of close out this kind of awesome moment I got training outside, is finding one main theme that I'm gonna do. So or main lift that I'm gonna focus on. And this could be if you don't have any equipment, it doesn't need to have you can make it push-ups if you want. But what I've been doing is I'll just have one lift and then the things that surround it, like during my rest times, that's all basically free play or free exploration of like go on this rock, jump on and off this rock as many times as you can in 60 seconds, and then go over here and hop up this hill and then go over here and just like whatever you got in your environment, utilizing it. And I'm done some of these sessions in less than 30 minutes and they're fantastic. So I think our main mission today is just to kind of we want to share with each other because I want to hear from Ty what he's been doing to play and add in some sort of variability or variety to training and exercising, and then I want to share some of the things that I've found being outside. So Ty, why don't you tell us about what you've been doing with your truck?
Yeah, I started this like little series thing on my Instagram just called like what do I call it? Like tailgate sessions or something. And like every time I start the session, I just jump on my truck, like the tailgate of it. And it's not like that high. Like I don't have that big great of a vert. But anyways, the other day I did like some RDLs and chin ups in the gym and I just wanted to get out of there so badly. And yeah, I left and I drove down to the park and then I was just like, okay, I have no clue what I'm gonna do right now, but I just need to be outside, moving around, getting a sweat on. Like that's what's gonna happen. So I found this little hill and I was just doing these, I was doing like some power skips. I was doing some jumps up the hill. And then anyways, I was doing this for about half an hour and I just kind of got to the point where I was like, all right, cool. Like I had a little bit of a time crunch. And then before I left, I just flipped down the tailgate of my truck and just like jumped on it and jumped off of it a bunch of times. Like no real rest time. And then I jumped off on it and I was like, oh, I wonder if I can get up onto the highest part and drop off. So I was just like gradually taking basically these box jumps and depth drops to like higher heights. But you can do anything. And I think the thing is the if you go outside and you're like, I'm gonna train outside, and then you try and do like a circuit workout, like you might be like stoked on that and that might get you into the mood, but for me a lot of times it's not okay, 3 4 exercises, let's get my heart rate really high. Like that's kind of like I'm not really in the mood for that. But what I can do is like what Randy said, is just focus on one theme, right? So maybe it's the push-up theme. Like I had elbow surgery about 4 months ago, so I'm still kind of rehabbing that, and push-ups are kind of good for it. So the other day I just did like 10 sets of 10. Like my girl was like sitting by the pool and I was just like doing push-ups on the deck. Or you might have like, how long can I sit in a squat for? Or like, I think the point of it is you almost got to do it. Like, think about your friends are over for a backyard barbecue and how could you move or like train or get like a workout in while everyone else is there without them noticing? Like, if you think of it through that kind of lens, then it makes it more I think engaging and also like more realistic, something that you can do. I think so many like I don't know, so many of my buddies like they just like they get together and like it's like they just will drink or they'll do like I don't know. I find like so many adult activities are so boring. Like it's like so boring. Like let's go to this restaurant and it's like okay, like it's not that good. This restaurant's not that good. Or you go there and then you talk about like dumb things, whatever like people talk about, you know.
And you're hungry after.
Yeah, it's like it's so stupid. It's like it's just boring things or like things that you do, but it's rarely like I have very few select friends, Randy being like definitely one of them. Like, you and I are always doing funky shit. Like we're just whether it's going for a hike or like how far can we carry this kettlebell through the woods or
Oh,
without.
that was a good one.
Yeah, man, like
That
it's
was fun.
so it's such a fun thing, you know? It's like
Yeah.
it creates a great story and at the end of it you leave feeling like you actually, did something fun and cool.
Like the passing, yeah, that's what Ty was referring to, a time where I had a kettlebell in my car and we took it for a spin. Where were we
We were
again?
Whistler. I was there for
In Whistler.
Whistler.
That's right. Yeah. And then we went on this dope hike and we just had one kettlebell between the two of us and I carry it for a bit and then we're like, all right, I'm handing it off to you. Ty carries it and we just alternated for however long the walk was, but
And it could never
it
touch the ground.
never touched yeah, exactly. Even when we stopped, even yeah. Yeah. That
That's
was the
so
best part.
stupid. We're like
So
30
dumb.
years old. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's the best. It's the best.
But I think that's the piece that, especially as the nice weather comes around, it's like, yeah, we all want to. Well, here in Canada, like when the nice weather comes around, you will drop things so that like things in your calendar to try to get outside. So, and there's environments everywhere that you can just utilize whatever you got around you. Like, I mean, there's obviously you can end up at a park and you can hang from things and stuff like that. Like, I can't tell you how many times I've gone on a hike. This is a bit dangerous. Like, I'm not necessarily telling people to go out and do this, uh, but I'll find a branch, like a branch that's like just out of reach, and I got to jump and get it and like hang off of it. But it's kind of like it's free. Like every time I've done it, every time I walk away from that, just like full of electricity. It feels like I got a full battery pack after doing this activity because there's the element of taking off and jumping and trying to grab onto something, but then landing. the ground has got rocks or it's got stumps or it's got things that like it's not a flat landing. It's not a guarantee that you're going to land in a way that's like good for your ankles or whatever, you know? So and so there's this added like pressure to figure that out. And so jumping and touching things, I don't know, maybe it's an ADHD kid thing that like I've just done it all my life, like trying to jump and touch the sign, the street sign or something stupid like that, you know, like little things like that. But I think there's a few things that we wanted to kind of expand on to make this more, just some things that maybe you can walk away from adding to. Maybe you do like doing that circuit boot camp type workout outside and adding in these things that are less about sets and reps. And maybe you just give yourself one constraint. It could be a time frame. So you got 60 seconds, and in the 60 seconds, you're gonna do X. So well, I'm gonna start off with the first one. Getting up and down or getting down and up off the ground in as many ways as you can think of in 60 seconds. So that can be like rolling onto your back and then back up. And then I like the one where you just pretend like you no longer have use out of your left arm. Okay, now get off the ground without your arm. Now you got no use of both arms. What are you going to do? Get off the ground without your arms. Or like the another one I really like is left hand to right knee, and you just hold. You got to get down, get back up, but you can't take your left hand off your right knee, and vice versa. Endless. Like that's just like the tip of what you can do getting down and off the ground. And I think just from a longevity standpoint, like that's like the ground gets scarier and scarier as we get older. And that's one way to just make sure that the ground never gets scary. You just got all the options and you maintain those. And you do that for 60 seconds, like
It's
I can
worth.
promise you, like you got some things going on. Like you got heart rates up a little bit. You might start to sweat a little bit, and no doubt you'll like that's like an energy shot every time. That's like a high sensory thing that you're gonna walk away from being more energized than when you first did it or when you were leading into it. And this is one thing that, I always ask myself like when I get tired or whatever and I go and do like something like this that I'm talking about, every time afterwards I'm like what took me so long? Like why haven't I been doing this more regularly? Like what's going on here? Why did I forget? Like this is like this is one of those things that you put this into a pill, like everybody's taking this supplement. If
Mm.
what you get from that activity, if that was encapsulated in a supplement, like everyone would be on it and every fitness influencer would have some promo code for it and we'd all be taking it, like guaranteed.
Mhm.
So, but Ty, you mentioned some other ones with, I mean, your tailgate's one of them, jumping on that, but what do you got around like, different hops or jumps that we could be using in that, that time frame thing?
Yeah, I think the most basic one is just kind of like your 2 foot pogo hop or like your Messiah hop or whatever you want to call it, where it's just kind of hands on your hips and you're just jumping as if you would jump with the jump rope. It seems, super simple, and you can progress it or scale it from if this is your foot, not even coming off the floor, just bouncing your heels up and down if you're like jumping's kind of sketchy, to trying to do some like big jumps for repetition. And same kind of deal, we're building the workout here. Like Randy, 60 seconds getting up and down off the ground with a new kind of option each time, then do 60 seconds of pogo hops, which is a lot. Like you'll probably only need one set, and you can scale it, right? Like you can do 10 seconds little ones, 10 seconds big ones, 10 seconds kind of side to side, like just some jumping like that. Like that's going to get the body moving in a way that's really good too. And you're also like so many people when they go to the gym, and me included, and also Randy, I'm assuming too. It's like if you just do your basic kind of chest press, squat, lunge, like all that stuff, like you really don't get much like wiggle. Like you really don't get much vibration or movement, and all that.
Mm.
All that stuff is so good for you, especially when it comes to like lymphatic drainage and just like what that's doing for your mind and all that stuff. There's so many really sneaky health components to doing that stuff. So I would say just keep it really basic, like jumping 2 foot hops like you're jumping on a skipping rope. And then if you wanted to progress that and you feel comfortable doing it, it could be something as simple as like, stand at the bottom of a staircase and jump on the first step and then step off and jump on the second step and step off and jump on the third step and step off. Or you have like a little box and you just jump on and off the box. And you could do that two ways. You could jump on the box and step off, or you could go boom, 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 and try and have like some rhythm to it. Uh, those would be some really good hopping options. And something else that I think would be also really accessible for everybody and really great to include are um, some very specific, I don't want to call them isometrics, but like really specific time in two positions. So these two positions are hanging. So like hanging from a bar, and if you are brand new to this, you can leave your feet on the floor, but just let your hips drop as much as you can. And if you got a little bit tougher hands or grip strength or whatever, then you can hang off a bar so your feet aren't on the ground. This is so good for decompressing the spine, improving the mobility of your shoulders, and really just it decompresses your spine in a way that's very hard to match through anything else. So spending time hanging, like it's so simple, but it's really, really feels so good if you've never done it before. And the other one is getting in a deep squat hold. So these are like two positions where you know, you could get up and down off the floor for 60 seconds. You can do the 2 foot hops for 60 seconds. You could hang on a bar for 30 to 60 seconds, and then you could sit in a deep squat hold for 30 to 60 seconds. And like you just by the end of those 4 minutes, you're gonna feel nice. Like you are gonna feel nice and you're gonna think to yourself, why don't I do this all the time? And you'll forget to, and then you'll do it again. You'll be like, why don't I do this all the time? But the squatting, if squatting mobility is a tricky thing for you, all you got to do is just elevate your heels a bunch. Like everybody can squat super deep, and you just elevate your heels, even if they're like, on something this thick, who cares? Just get down there, expose your ankles, knees, and hips to that much flexion, and then gradually you can take the heel elevation down until you're able to sit in the bottom. But those are kind of like those are just Man, such money makers. If you did those every day, like you would just age so well in terms of movement and joint health. It's so simple. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and the beauty of what you're talking about too is you don't need much, right? Like you get hang and squatting in. Well, you can do that at any park. You could find, like I was talking about, a branch, something to hang from. That's the nice part about what we're kind of bringing here is like stepping back into this sort of like self-exploration of things, right? Because the the issue, or I would say maybe not issue, but like a limitation of a lot of training programs I even give to clients or that I see being executed is there's always kind of a right and wrong, or there's a certain amount that you need to do, and there's a specific goal or target that you're aiming for, and that is fantastic. Like that's part of what keeps people coming back. They're like, oh, last time I did 50 pounds, and now this time I did 52.5 pounds. That's sweet. Like we just celebrate. Like we clearly got stronger. That's great. And so having those sort of like tangible or these sort of goals that were and very like clear goals that we're aiming for is great. But then I find a limiting thing or something we can almost like inject more vitality and energy into just our because why are we in the gym? Like, I mean, really, like, yeah, we're after certain goals and things, but really it's health, longevity. We want to age well. We want to like look good naked, all those good things. And so if we can inject some more vitality and energy into just our being, then like let's take that. And especially if we can get a 2 for 1 in the sense that we're going to get a workout, we're going to do some things,
hmm
and then that second piece that I find is a limiter, or it's not often found in a gym setting because you're kind of constrained by like sounds like Ty's been going to Good Life a lot and you're talking about shitty music, but
So bad.
like yeah, but like going to a big gym where there's a bunch of people around, well, yeah, you're constrained. Like you're probably not gonna get up and off the ground, get down and up off the ground a bunch of different ways. Like Like, I mean, maybe you will, but like you're probably just gonna do the standard things, get out, get in, get out, have your headphones in, do the thing. But if you go outside and we do all these things, the piece that we can get that I'm kind of going on this tangent about that I find gym programs don't hit this piece is the self-exploration, is
Hmm.
you actually like getting back into your like get back into your body, bring some awareness to your own body and see and explore some movement patterns and find out like, how your body wants to do certain things. And just like there's no right or wrong. It's coming back to just like, oh, how's it feel if I squat like this? How's it feel? Like Ty just said about lifting heels, squatting. How's it feel when I lift my heels squatting? How's it feel when I like have one heel lifted but the other one's flat on the ground? How's it like endless? And like it's just coming back to that element of we didn't want to call this play because we didn't want to like,
Carry
we just
away.
yeah, we don't want to scare people away, but that's like play. Like, and this sounds
Yeah.
messed up. Play with yourself, you know?
Play with yourself.
But like,
That's a sick
but,
program name.
but like that's a t-shirt right there. And like
Dude, that's really is. Let's do.
that's what, I think that like we gave a few examples and I think this is a good starter pack for people that maybe are in the grind of like get the training session in the gym all the time. And we're not saying stop that, like keep that rolling. But when the nice weather's around and you got an opportunity and you're waiting around for something, or you just maybe it's your lunch break from work or whatever it is, or it's your walk to work or bike ride to work, like give yourself that 5 minutes of just random exploration outside.
Yeah,
And like there's no doubt in my mind that you will like, yeah, you will ask yourself like, why don't I do this more regularly? Like it
right.
just it'll happen.
And it takes no time. Like that's the point we really want to drive home is it's like the workout takes an hour going to the gym and blah 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 blah, blah doing all the things. This takes no time. This is like it can take a minute.
Mm,
It's just it's getting in the habit of taking these breaks, which is like it's a difficult thing to do. Like we eat, sleep, and breathe this, and like I still go through times where I'm like, why did I go on my phone? Like
facts.
what
Yeah.
why what did I do just scrolling and looking at a bunch of crap when I could have been doing like XYZ, and then you don't think about it till later, and it's like, man, like those habits put you so far outside of yourself. Whereas these things really connect yourself to yourself.
Mm.
Like your whether it's like your body or just like this kind of playful state that you forgot about, or this exploratory state that you forgot about, like what you said about throwing the tennis ball and trying to hit like the certain brick. Like, dude, I everybody's done that. You know,
Yeah, right. Yeah.
like I've so been like, yeah, I remember doing stuff like that. It's like pointless, it's pointless. It doesn't do anything for you. Nobody knows. Don't like why that brick? Well, I don't know. I just picked that brick. Like
Right. Yeah.
it's like, yeah,
Yeah.
it's just it really is cool. And it always leaves you feeling better.
Yeah.
Um I think
Like,
I think you've got my gears turning on two different things now. It's like creating a little mini PDF for people who are just
ooh, there we
like
go.
the backyard barbecue. But then I was thinking about like backyard barbecue movement or something like that. But then you said play with yourself, and I'm like,
There's the PDF, bud.
play with yourself, dude. I need that on a t-shirt. That's so
Let's
good.
go. Let's make it.
This guy's full of moves. That's some good merch. Play with
Yeah.
your
Let's go. That's the launch. That's the podcast launch right there. Yeah, that's the t-shirt.
And then we just find like two photos of us flexing. And oh,
Yeah,
bro. All right,
love
man.
it.
Well, that's money. We're at about 20 minutes. Try and keep these around 20, 25 minutes because we know y'all are busy, but we hope that you put this on and play with yourself.
Yes.
Is what we
You
That's
got
what
the
we
nice tank on, so they might be doing that. You never know.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Get off here if you're into that. All righty. Okay, Randy, you're the man, bud.
Right
And
back at you, bud.
see you next Thursday.
Yep.
See you, buddy.
Bam.